February 1, 1943. Height of World War II. While the Allies fought Nazi Germany, Colonel Carter Clark of U.S. military intelligence began an operation unknown even to presidents. An operation that would last 37 years and change the course of the Cold War. Clark didn't trust Stalin. He feared the USSR would sign a separate peace with Hitler and leave America alone against the Nazis. He ordered all Soviet encrypted telegrams intercepted and attempts made to break them. The project received codename Venona. Hundreds of thousands of intercepted messages, 37 years of work by America's best cryptanalysts, 3,000 decrypted telegrams, and a discovery that shocked the world. The Soviet Union had created a giant spy network, penetrating the very heart of American government, the Manhattan Project, the Treasury Department, even the White House. In 1943, young mathematician Jean Grabille received an unusual assignment. Sort through mountains of intercepted Soviet telegrams, thousands of messages between Moscow and Soviet stations worldwide, most from the US, all encrypted with a system considered absolutely impenetrable. Wartime pads. The principle was brilliantly simple. Each message encrypted with a unique key, used only once then destroyed. Mathematically unbreakable. Even intercepting a message without the key, it remains meaningless symbols. Soviet intelligence was confident in their security. But in 1942, catastrophe struck the Soviet Union. Paper shortages and wartime pressure forced cipher pad manufacturers to do the unthinkable. They began reusing pages. Thousands of wartime keys were actually duplicates. This was the mistake that would cost the USSR its entire spy network in America. For 3 years, Grabille and colleagues sorted telegrams, seeking patterns. 5 different cryptographic systems: trade, diplomatic, military, intelligence. The work seemed endless. But on December 20, 1946, cryptanalyst Meredith Gardner made a breakthrough. He broke the first message, and this message revealed the existence of Soviet espionage in the Manhattan Project. The atomic bomb program, America's most guarded secret, was compromised. Somewhere inside Los Alamos worked a Soviet agent. As cryptanalysts broke more messages, a horrifying picture emerged. Soviet intelligence wasn't just gathering information. It controlled sources at the most critical points of American government. Klaus Fuchs, British physicist working at Los Alamos, codename Charles. Venona revealed he transmitted to Moscow data on atomic mass of nuclear charge. Detonation method details, bomb blueprints. Information so precise it helped the USSR create their own atomic bomb years earlier than Americans expected. Fuchs was arrested in March 1950 and confessed to 4 espionage counts. Harry Gold, American chemist, codename ARNO, courier who transmitted secrets from Fuchs and other agents to Soviet officers. Venona exposed his role, and in 1950 he was arrested. His testimony led to uncovering even more agents. Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, the most famous espionage case in US history. Venona proved Julius ran an entire spy ring transmitting atomic weapon technology to the USSR. In 1953, the Rosenbergs were executed in the electric chair, the only civilians executed for espionage in peacetime in US history. But the list didn't end there. Theodore Hall, another Los Alamos physicist transmitting secrets. Boris Podolsky, codename Quantum. Russell McNutt, codename Perse, engineer from the uranium enrichment plant in Oak Ridge, all helped the USSR steal the American atomic bomb. Alger Hiss, high-ranking State Department official, Yalta Conference participant, UN co-founder. Venona pointed to him as a Soviet agent. Though no direct espionage evidence existed for arrest, he was tried for perjury in 1950. The Hiss case split American society for decades. But Venona's most shocking discovery came in April 1951. Cryptanalysts found clues leading to exposing the Cambridge Five, the greatest spy network in British intelligence history. King Philby, high-ranking MI6 officer, British liaison to American intelligence. In 1949, he was briefed on Venona, specifically to help coordinate efforts exposing Soviet spies. The irony was bitter. Philby himself was a Soviet agent. He immediately warned Moscow about the project. Donald Maclean, British diplomat working in Washington. Venona exposed him as Agent Codename Homer. Guy Burgess, Anthony Blunt, Jan Cairncross, all Cambridge graduates, recruited in the 1930s, all transmitted critical information to USSR for decades. When the British began suspecting Maclean, Philby organized his escape. In May 1951, Maclean and Burgess fled to Moscow. Philby followed in 1963. Blunt confessed only in 1964 in exchange for immunity. The betrayal was so deep British intelligence spent decades rebuilding trust. The most astonishing thing about Venona, how strictly the secret was kept. Even President Truman wasn't fully informed about the project. Army Chief of Staff Omar Bradley, fearing White House leaks, decided to hide details from the president. The CIA wasn't admitted to active participation until 1952. Why such secrecy? Because revealing Venona would mean revealing codebreaking methods. The USSR would immediately change all cipher systems. America would lose its window into Soviet operations. Therefore, many spies identified by Venona were never arrested. Prosecuting them would reveal the information source. Moreover, in 1945, cryptanalyst Bill Weisband, who himself worked on Venona, revealed the project's existence to Soviet officers. He was an NKVD Soviet agent inside American intelligence. After his betrayal, Soviet communications became virtually unbreakable. By the late 1940s, most valuable messages had been decrypted. Further work yielded diminishing returns. The project continued until 1980, when NSA decided remaining undecrypted 1940s telegrams were too outdated for practical intelligence. But Venona's secret was kept 15 more years after the project closed. Only in 1995, on Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan's initiative, were documents declassified. Venona changed everything. It proved what many refused to believe. Soviet espionage in the US wasn't paranoia, but reality. Hundreds of agents, penetration of government, science, military, theft of atomic secrets that changed the Cold War balance of power. The 3,000 decrypted messages are just a tiny fraction of hundreds of thousands of intercepted telegrams. Most remained undecrypted. How many more names hidden in these messages? How many agents never exposed? We'll never know. Venona showed the power of cryptanalysis. It proved even unbreakable ciphers can be defeated by human error, patience, and genius. The work of Jean Grabil, Meredith Gardner, and hundreds of other analysts saved America from even deeper Soviet intelligence penetration. Today, Venona documents are available online. Anyone can read decrypted telegrams, see codenames, understand the operation scale. It's a reminder. The Cold War was fought not just with missiles and tanks, but with minds. And sometimes one mathematician with a pencil could change history more than an entire army. Subscribe to learn more about secret operations that shaped our world. In the next episode, Operation Gold. How CIA and MI6 dug a tunnel under Berlin to wiretap Soviet communications.